minutes to the 70s when disco was the rage. 12-inch vinyl records, lip-syncing from the stage. The White Sox near the cellar, there were mostly empty seats. There was the usual sarcasm from the writers on the beat. The owner of the White Sox was a fella named Bill Veck, master of promotions, things he never would expect. The guy who signed a midget, then set him up to bat. He signed off on something even crazier than that. In between games, a twilight doubleheader, a rock and roll DJ would blow up disco records. If you bought an LP, dropped it in the crate, you'd only have to pay 98 cents admission at the gate. On the buses to the ballpark, you didn't see a lot of kids. You didn't see a lot of baseball caps, many baseball mitts. People had been drinking long before they paid their fares. Traffic on the Dan Ryan backed up to O'Hare. Comiskey Park, Chicago didn't have as many seats as was needed to accommodate thousands in the streets. They started climbing fences, they started climbing poles. They had come to conquer in the name of rock and roll. Slight miscalculation, they had underestimated by just how many people disco was so deeply hated. A person on the sidewalk burned a John Travolta doll. More police were needed, but nobody thought to call. It was no less than a miracle no one was killed or maimed by disco record frisbees throughout the opening game. Some shattered on the dugout, some knifed into the grass, some numbskulls roamed around looking to kick somebody's ass. Well, the White Sox lost the opener, whether anybody noticed it or not. There was trouble brewing in the air, but all you could smell was pot. The crowd was getting restless for the real show to begin when the grounds crew came a-calling all the disco records in. The Jeep DJ rode it on and stopped in the center field. Driver left the motor running, left his hands upon the wheel. 1 foot on the gas pedal, 1 foot on the brake. Lorelei, the supermodel, she just smiled and waved. The crowd was in a frenzy, they were yelling disco sucks. It was very nearly rapture when they blew the records up. Sky high went to pieces, some landed in St. Paul. Most people said woohoo and then drank more alcohol. Just then a bunch of knuckleheads, they jumped the right field wall. The Jeep got through it just in time before the free-for-all. Must have been a couple thousand of them tearing up the grass, lighting things on fire. More than half an hour passed. Bill Veck stood at home plate, his face as red as beets. He pleaded through the PA system, go back to your seats. The crowd began to mimic him with a go back to your seats. Hey, the couple having sex at second base did not obey. Well, the cops arrived on horseback and circling the riot. Things calmed down in a hurry. Things pretty soon got quiet. The second game was forfeited. The ball field was a wreck. But disco was eradicated, partly thanks to Mr. Veck. Good riddance to the 70s. Disco was the rage. 12-inch vinyl records, lip-syncing from the stage. The White Sox near the cellar, there were mostly empty seats. There was the usual sarcasm from the writers on the beat. And the owner of the White Sox was a fella named Bill Veck.